Hi everyone, welcome to my home. My name is Lisa and this is my cross stitch channel, Lisa Abby's Needleworks, where I talk about, of course, cross stitch, but yet quilting sometimes will filter in, and thrift storing usually always comes up in the subjects, and really anything that life update, whatever. It's usually not a very long video, but hopefully there'll be something that will be kind of motivating to you. I know whenever I watch Flosstube, I always get really excited to go get busy, so hopefully this will have the same effect for you. I do have some finishes that I wanted to share. Some are fully finished, some are just the stitching is finished. A few of the things I've been working on, and so let's get going. Hope everybody has been able to get a little bit of stitching time in. I've been wanting to take a nap most of the day, so I don't know what that's all about. I mean, I always love to take a nap, but I normally don't have it be the focus of my thoughts all day. So anyway, okay, last video I showed a frame that I thought was going to be perfect for one of my cross stitch finishes. So it turned out really good. I'm happy with the results. This is the second thing that I've tried lacing, so I was real happy. I like the black frame. I think it just highlights a lot of the pretty things in the chart. This is a design by the Woolly U, and it's called Summer at Sunflower Ridge. Sorry, Woolly U, that I keep butchering the name of your chart. Sorry about that. But I just love it. I used my own color schemes, my own shades of the colors that she called for, and kind of tried to personalize a little bit. But overall, I am just thrilled with the way it turned out. So that's the first finish. Looking forward to hanging that up this fall. The second one I worked on is by Carriage House Samplings, and it's just a little sampler. I had this finished. This was a Mania start last year, and I'd had it finished, and then I saw Laura from Brenda and the Cereal Starter. She mentioned it as one of the things she'd like to stitch soon, so it kind of piqued my interest. So I went and found it in my pile of unfinished things, and mounted it into this little thrift store find. So this is resin that's supposed to resemble a wooden product. A lot of times they'll make dough bowls and things like that. It's a brand name by Treenware. I think it was like $20, $25, something like that. It had a huge gouge in it at the thrift store. I found it. Anyway, so the gouge, oh, my washer came off. Guess we'll have to re-glue that. But anyway, whenever I saw it, it was just $1 at the thrift store. And I thought, well, I bet that's a size that I could mount some cross stitch on. So I went ahead and picked it up. I didn't have this pattern at the time. This was a gift from a friend. Anyway, just tickled with how it turned out. I went ahead and put some brown rickrack around the edge, and overall I'm real happy with the way it turned out. I can't decide whether it needs some kind of bow or some kind of greenery or something. So if you have an opinion, leave me a comment down below. I kind of feel like it's good just being simple like this, but anyway, I'm happy I've got that one finished. And then I was also able to fully finish another Mania start. It was a freebie that I got off Pinterest, and the designer's name was Appleseed Prim. They have a blog, and so anyway, I was able to find it. It was a little cute little peacock. I just thought it was sweet with a little crown. And so anyway, it's just on some thrift store linen that I overdyed using various tutorials. Basically, I just dunked it and baked it. So, but I was able to put a little, I found some wool in my stash that was really close to the color of floss that I used. So I stuffed it with walnut shells. Last video I showed some of my little, I don't know what these little pins are. They have like a little safety pin top to them and then like a little curve. So I was able to hang a few buttons that I got out of my button jar and then just some little ribbon. But overall, real excited with how that turned out. Glad to have another Mania thing finished. I meant to look at my notebook because I think I had at one point written down all of the things that I started and for Mania, and I wanted to kind of go back and see how many more I needed to finish. And now I see that my phone is just about to run out of juice, so just a second. Okay, anyway, so we're plugged in and hopefully things will continue to tape. Anyway, I think I was talking about Mania. So I meant to look at my folder and see. I was really trying to do the finish it February thing, and I was able to get a few more things under control. I don't generally, I'm not generally one of those people who get real worked up about how many things they have in process, whips or whatever you want to call them. Mainly because, I mean, I've already purchased the stuff, so I might as well get started on it. If I don't finish it or whatever, I've still purchased it. I still have it sitting here, so might as well have fun, right? So, but I did want to try to finish it just so that things would be a little bit more manageable as I start another Mania. I believe I'm going to start kitting things up now so that it won't be so stressful. I already have quite a few pieces of linen that I was gifted from a sweet subscriber, so it's not like I have to rush out and get a whole bunch of things, but I know sometimes just getting it all put together, you know, and now we have to have thread drops and floss rings and project bags. I mean, there's stuff that you have to get together. But anyway, sorry, when I went to get the extension cord, I grabbed a piece of a candy bar, and so, okay. So those were my 3 finishes that are fully finished. I was able to finish up one that I had been working on for a while, When Flowers Blossom. I think it was a market release last year from Brenda Gervais. I'm still not sure exactly how I'm going to finish it. I have a few trays downstairs that I plan on checking out to see if they would be good candidates for this. But anyway, I was able to get it all finished, and I'm real tickled with that. I did generally the colors that she had picked out, but I just kind of used my own shades that I had on hand. So I was able to get that one finished. I did put a little bit of work in, just a second. That's what I get for eating a candy bar. Now I'm choking. Anyway, I was able to get a little bit of work in Patriotic Poppies by Brenda Gervais. I think this was another Mania start last year. And when I was working on this one, When Flowers Blossom, I just had like a bee and something else to do. I mean, it was hardly anything, but I just was tired of working on it. So I decided, well, let's try to be productive here and work on something else. So this one is just also on some thrift store linen that I coffee tea dyed. I pretty much had all of that finished, and so I just worked a little bit more. I did the little row of grass and then filled in some more of the flowers. So now I just have to do a flag, some more flowers, and then I think it has some letters down at the bottom to finish the alphabet. And so while I was at the thrift store, I was looking for a frame for when flowers blossom, but I brought this along just in case. And so I found another black frame. Let's see. And I thought, well, this has some more black with like the wheels and the sheep's face and whatnot. So I thought, well, that might look pretty. So now I'm kind of anxious to finish that up and see if it really will fit in there or not. It was just I think $3 or $4, so I'm sure something will fit in it if that doesn't. But anyway, that was kind of fun. I hadn't worked on that in a long time, so it was kind of fun to get something different out for a change. I'd been working on the same things for quite a while now. So I decided also that I better hurry up and get Basket Full of Springtime finished before spring's over. Can't believe it's halfway almost through March. It's just crazy to me. Exciting, but crazy. Time's going fast. So this is another over-dyed linen by myself. And I just kind of used my own shades. So I only have to do the spring in the banner, the back stitching, and then I just have to finish a few of these little daisy-like flowers up in the corner. And I think I'm done. I'm sure there'll be something that I'll realize I still need to do. But yeah, it's pretty close. So I'm going to try to work on that tonight, and hopefully I'll have a finish for that next time. Okay, so just as a recap of my quilt in honor of Leanne from Lost and Floss, I'm doing a quilt by Jo Morton from her book of Little Favorites 2. And I decided that this one kind of spoke to me as something that Leanne would like. It's called Raspberry Swirl. Okay, so last time I had done one block. So over the last 2 weeks I've been making more. I think there's 9 blocks overall. And I think I have 5. So I just need to do 4 more and put the borders on, and then that little wall hanging will be ready to quilt. I went to a quilt show a week ago, a week from last Sunday, and it was fun. I was on Instagram in the morning, and I saw that one of the quilt designers was going to be near me, and I didn't even realize that the quilt show was going on up there. So I just mentioned it to my husband, and it was like 10 o'clock or something, and he's like, well, you better hurry and get dressed if we're gonna go. So anyway, so we hurried and hopped in the car, and it's like about an hour, a little over an hour away from us. So we hopped in the car and headed up that way. It was a beautiful day. It was cold, but it was pretty. So anyway, so he's like, well, where do you want to start? With the vendors, that's where I want to start. Of course, you know, that's the best part, is going and buying things. I swear, I think we like to stitch and we like to quilt, but I think, you know, the purchase of the items is probably our first hobby. If we actually do the things, then that's great, but I think purchasing them is our main hobby. Anyway. So the designer that I was excited to meet, her name is Corey Turner Goodhart, and she has this book out, Stitched from the Heart, which the whole premise of the book is to little things that you can make as a gift for someone. So anyway, it was so much fun to go up and see her booth and see all her pretty stuff that she had in there. I haven't started anything yet. And then I was telling my husband that she has a cute little quilt shop behind her home in Cortland, Ohio. And so we drove over that way. I said, well, she's not going to be open. For one, she's not open on Sundays, and two, she's here. And so anyway, he says, well, that way you'll know where it is in case you want to go back up. So, but of course, my phone kept locking up and I didn't realize it. So it took us a little bit longer than we should have had to drive. But he's a good sport. So we finally found it, and it's such a cute little place. It's just a little, like a little outbuilding behind her house. I just think that would be such a neat thing to have a business right by your home. So that way you wouldn't have to spend all of your time just waiting on a customer. You could still be doing your house stuff and whatever. But I'm sure she's probably pretty busy because her stuff is so cute. So I'm hoping to get some things done in here. There's just some beautiful projects. There's like a little pillow. The other thing that I was really wanting to do, and I'm sorry, I should have marked the pages, but she has this cute little quilt, and I have a spot over my desk in the kitchen / back door area, and I just keep switching out the same quilts over and over, and I thought, oh man, I need a new quilt there. And then when I got the book, I just thought, oh, instead of hanging it long ways, that'd be cute to hang it, you know, make them with more of a horizontal display of them. So I'm excited about trying to work on that. My mom's been kind of feeling down lately, so I gave her the book because she's the one that taught me how to quilt. And so I had the quilt book over there trying to boost her morale. Anyway, she found something in here that she thought would be really pretty. I thought I'd share that with you if I could find it real quick. And so I might have to try to whip that together so that she could have it. It's a real cute little like a strip quilt that you would just throw on the bottom of your bed. Shucks. Well, now I can't find it. I'll get, oh yeah, here it is. And it's really cute too. Real simple. And, but she liked that. So I thought, well, maybe I'll have to get busy and try to cheer her up with that. So anyway, okay, so those were my finishes. As far as plans for the next couple of weeks, I was trying to straighten up my craft room a little bit, and so I ran across some projects I had forgot about. Imagine that. This was a little mug rug by Shabby Fabrics. It's a free download, and on their site, Shabby Fabrics, and I think you just go under woolly mug mat, I think is what they're called. They're a little bit bigger, but you're supposed to be able to just put your cup on there. But anyway, all I need to do, and I don't really want to show the back because it's a disaster, but I just need to stitch the backing on there. So that's one of my things I need to do. Then when I was at the thrift store, months ago, I found Save the Stash, and I thought it was kind of cute. It was 50 cents. It's on Ada. It looks like 14 count. But anyway, I thought, well, that would be so cute on a project bag. So my plan is to tea dye it and kind of grunge it up a little bit. If not that, I at least need to wash it because it's a little bit crusty. But then I also ran across some old linens that I thought were really pretty. And so I thought I'm going to just try to make a real mild tea solution just to take the white away. I don't really put much white in my home, so. But I thought, well, those might be cute as like maybe some kind of needle book. I don't know, they might be too big. Or a project bag. Maybe if I just used a patch of it in the corner. But I thought it was so pretty, but they were only like 25 cents a piece. And I find these things, but then I don't do anything with them. So I'm really trying to use my brain and come up with some kind of plan. Then last spring, I got the Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. And so they had this pattern for this bunny. And of course, I didn't go and buy the threads that were called for. I just used the crochet thread that I had on hand. And anyway, it didn't turn out anything like I wanted it to. But I kept going because I thought, well, I need to practice, and I might as well just practice on this and just see how I can try to improve. Anyway, I couldn't get my veining to work out. I figured out that I had my punch needle set way too high and my loops were way too long. So anyway, I did come up with a plan and I figured it out, but I just thought, well, I'm not even going to try to do the veins. I'm just going to fill it in. Anyway, the whole moral of the story of even showing you this hideous thing was that I'm going to try to tea dye it too. So I was talking with Christy. I follow her on Instagram. And right now it's not Christy from Crosshatch Quilts, but this lady also has an Etsy shop. I want to say it's Christy Green. And the only way I could tell is to turn off my video and I won't be able to restart it. So I will put it in the drop down box. But anyway, she makes the most beautiful things. And she'll always stitch and then she'll over dye it after she stitches it. And I'm just like, oh, that would scare me to death. But anyway, I don't like this thing at all. So I feel like whatever happens, it's bound to be a little bit better. And I won't ever show it the way it is. So might as well try to fix it any way I can. So she recommended that instead of submerging it, maybe just spritz it with something. So we'll see. So that's on the agenda for hopefully today if I don't go take a nap. And then I also have out on my back patio, I have a potting bench that my husband made for me. And so it has shelves above it. And then there's an old enamel, like a baby tub size wash bin that's in there that's cut out. And so I can kind of pot up my plants and catch all the dirt in there and then get it off of my bench. And then underneath, there's shelves where I keep all of my plastic pots and potting soil and stuff like that. So anyway, and I always like to kind of decorate it with cute stuff. So, but the curtain that I have out there now has been out there all winter and there's no reviving it. So when I went to the thrift store, I told myself I had two things that I had to look for. One was fabric for a curtain for my potting bench, and the other was frames. And anything else I really didn't need. Anyway, I didn't follow my own advice, but I did find a sheet, and you can't even tell the cute color it is, but it's a real pretty yellow gingham. Anyway, it was $2. So I thought, well, it'll hold up, I think, because it has some polyester in there, so I won't have to iron it. Because goodness knows I don't even iron my own clothes, let alone iron something outside like that. And then there's also another one that I found, which I thought was really pretty and vintagey. And so it was $2 too. This one was a twin size. So I'm going to try to measure it and see how that would turn out. I'm thinking I could make two curtains for my potting bench. And so that way, like every month or so, I could pull one off and put another one on, and then I could launder that one and have it ready to go. Because all that stuff underneath there needs to be covered up. It's not pretty at all. So anyhow, so that is going to be one of my plans that I hopefully will get finished before the next video. I'm all excited about spring here. We had 2 days of nice weather, which was just all it took for me to get really excited about being outside and planting flowers and doing all that stuff. And then I have it for maybe, I don't know, a month or two, and then I don't like the heat and tired of watering and I don't want to weed. Anyway, and I tell myself every winter, now don't go crazy this spring. Just get a few things and you'll be fine. But I'm sure I will probably continue down the path that I've always gone. Okay, so I just thought I'd look around my piles here to see if there was anything I forgot about. I think I covered pretty much everything that I thought about covering. Hope everybody is having a good time with watching the market releases. I've been being pretty good. I was planning on ordering a ton of things, and then I told myself to just simmer down. So I will wait to see what is at my L&S. I know she had all the stuff there yesterday, and I almost went down today, and I thought, no, you don't need anything. You have things just piled up, ready to start. So I handled myself pretty well. But she's open till 5, so who knows? It's just a 20-minute drive, so I don't know. My car just might make its way down there. Anyway. Oh dear, somebody's calling. Just a second. So anyway, just thought I'd wrap it up. I hope everybody has a great week. I thank you for watching, and I thank you for all the nice comments that people leave. It just really brightens my day. And I hope if anybody's working on anything cool, I usually always have my email address in the drop-down box. So just send me a picture. Help keep me motivated. And we'll see you next time. Thanks again. Bye-bye.